Have you ever experienced a betrayal so deep that it changed the way you see people forever? Not just a minor disappointment, but a real betrayal, one that shattered your trust and left scars that never fully healed. In Stoicism, forgiveness is a virtue, but not all betrayals deserve forgiveness. Some betrayals are lessons, warnings that tell us who should never be allowed back into our lives. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This means that instead of seeking revenge or obsessing over the betrayal, we must learn, grow, and protect ourselves. In this video, we will break down 7 betrayals that you should never forgive, because doing so would only invite more pain into your life. Are you ready to recognize and remove toxic people? Let's begin. 1. Disloyalty in moments of crisis. Loyalty is easy when everything is going well. When life is smooth, people smile, support you, and call themselves your friend. But when a storm comes, when you are struggling, vulnerable, and in need, that is when true loyalty is tested. A loyal person stands by you in the darkest times. A disloyal person? They vanish when you need them the most. Worse, some even betray you at your lowest point, taking advantage of your weakness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, people reveal who they are not through words, but through actions. When someone abandons you in a crisis, they are showing you their true nature. Believe them. Imagine you have a friend you've always supported. You've helped them move, given them advice, and stood by them through breakups and failures. But then, you hit a rough patch. Maybe you lose your job, go through a divorce, or experience a personal crisis. Suddenly, this friend is nowhere to be found. They stop answering your calls. They make excuses. They are too busy to help. What does this tell you? It tells you that they were only your friend when it was convenient for them. When friendship required effort, patience, and sacrifice, they walked away. Epictetus teaches us, it is difficulties that show what men truly are. Loyalty is not about words, it's about what people do when things get tough. If someone was willing to abandon you when you needed them the most, forgive yourself for trusting them, but never give them another chance to do it again. Do not waste energy trying to change a person's nature. If someone has revealed their disloyalty, accept it and move forward. The Stoics teach us to surround ourselves with people of strong character. Keep those who have proven their loyalty and let go of those who have failed you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our strength comes from within. Instead of resenting their betrayal, focus on becoming stronger, wiser, and more independent. Next time, observe how people behave when things go wrong before giving them your trust. Some betrayals can be forgiven. But when someone abandons you in a crisis, they have made it clear they were never truly on your side. Never chase them. Never beg for their loyalty. Simply let them go and move forward with strength. 2. Repeated lies and deception. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without trust, there is no security, no respect, and no true connection. But what happens when someone repeatedly lies to you? When deception becomes a pattern, it is no longer just a mistake, it is a choice. A liar does not respect you. They do not value your intelligence, nor do they believe you are worthy of the truth. Instead, they manipulate, twist reality, and expect you to accept their falsehoods as facts. Seneca once said, "A liar is not believed even when he speaks the truth." Once someone has lied to you repeatedly, their words lose all meaning. Even when they finally tell the truth, you will always wonder, are they lying again? This doubt poisons relationships, creating an endless cycle of mistrust and frustration. Imagine you are in a relationship, romantic or platonic, with someone who constantly lies. They lie about small things, like where they were or who they talked to. Then, the lies grow bigger. They start hiding important details, twisting reality to serve their own agenda. And when you confront them, they deny, make excuses, or worse, gaslight you, making you question your own perception of reality. At first, you might forgive them. You might believe their excuses, hoping that they will change. But then it happens again. And again. And before you know it, you are trapped in a cycle where you can no longer tell what is real and what is fake. Epictetus teaches us, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. A person who lies repeatedly has no desire to change. They have convinced themselves that deception is the best way to navigate life. And if you continue to forgive them, you are not showing kindness, you are giving them permission to keep lying. So what should you do? First, recognize that repeated lying is a character flaw, not an accident. Everyone makes mistakes, but a person who chooses to deceive over and over again has no respect for truth or for you. Second, stop making excuses for them. Their lies are not misunderstandings, and they are not small things. Lies are a form of control, a way for them to shape reality to their advantage. Finally, understand that trusting a liar after repeated deception is self-betrayal. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. You cannot control whether someone lies, but you can control whether you allow them to remain in your life. Seneca reminds us, the first step towards being wise is to avoid fools. And a liar, by definition, is a fool, someone who destroys trust, disrespects others, and ultimately, deceives themselves. If someone has lied to you once, you can give them a chance to redeem themselves. But if they continue to deceive you, walk away. Because a relationship built on lies is already broken, it just hasn't collapsed yet. 3. Betrayal of your trust for personal gain. Trust is sacred. It is the foundation of all strong relationships, whether in friendship, business, or love. When you trust someone, you give them something valuable, your belief in their integrity. But what happens when they take that trust and use it for their own selfish gain? This type of betrayal is one of the worst because it is deliberate. It is not a mistake, nor an accident. It is a choice to put their own interests above your well-being. It is a calculated decision to exploit you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. A person who betrays you for their own benefit has abandoned all sense of morality. Their actions prove that they value gain over loyalty, profit over principles, and advantage over ethics. Imagine you have a business partner, a friend, or even a family member you trust completely. You share your ideas, your resources, your vulnerabilities, believing they have your best interests at heart. Then one day, you discover that they have used your trust against you. Maybe they stole your ideas and claimed them as their own. Maybe they spread confidential information to benefit themselves. Maybe they pretended to support you, only to betray you when an opportunity suited them. At first, you feel shocked. Then, anger sets in. But the worst part? The realization that this person never truly valued you, only what they could gain from you. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Betrayal for personal gain is a clear sign that the person never belonged in your life in the first place. So how do you handle this the Stoic way? First, accept that their betrayal reveals their true nature. Do not waste time questioning why they did it. Their actions are the answer. Second, cut them out without hesitation. A person who uses your trust for personal gain will do it again. Do not give them a second chance to harm you. Third, protect yourself in the future. The Stoics teach us to be rational, not paranoid. Do not become bitter, but be more selective with who you trust. Epictetus teaches, a ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. Do not let one betrayal destroy your ability to trust, but do not repeat the same mistake. Finally, do not seek revenge. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Instead of wasting energy on hatred, channel it into growth. Become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Betrayal for personal gain is a lesson. Learn from it. Let go of the betrayer, but never let go of your ability to trust. Just choose more wisely next time. 4. Disrespecting your boundaries. Your boundaries define who you are. They represent your self-respect, your values, and your emotional well-being. When someone repeatedly disrespects your boundaries, they are sending you a clear message: they do not respect you. At first, it may seem small. Maybe they interrupt you when you speak. Maybe they pressure you to do things you are uncomfortable with. Maybe they ignore your needs and dismiss your feelings. But over time, these small violations become bigger until you realize that your voice, your choices, and your comfort have been completely disregarded. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Do not waste time arguing about what a good man should be." B1. A good person respects your boundaries because they respect you. A person who constantly pushes your limits, however, only cares about their own desires. Imagine you have a friend, partner, or colleague who constantly crosses the line. Maybe you've told them you need space, but they keep invading it. Maybe you've made it clear that certain topics are off limits, yet they continue to bring them up. Maybe you've asked for respect, but they continue to ignore your needs. At first, you might give them the benefit of the doubt. You think, maybe they didn't mean it. You remind them. You explain. You hope they will change. But they don't. They pretend to forget. They laugh it off. They blame you for being too sensitive. Seneca once said, "He who spares the wicked harms the good." If you keep excusing someone's disrespect, you are harming yourself. You are teaching them that your boundaries are flexible, that your limits do not matter. So what should you do? First, stop explaining yourself to those who do not respect you. A person who truly cares about you does not need constant reminders to treat you with respect. If you have to keep repeating yourself, they are choosing to ignore you. Second, enforce your boundaries with action, not just words. If someone continues to violate your limits, distance yourself from them. A boundary without consequences is just a suggestion. Third, recognize that self-respect means choosing peace over toxic relationships. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. You cannot control how someone treats you, but you can control whether or not they have access to your life. Epictetus teaches, no man is free who is not master of himself. Being master of yourself means setting firm boundaries and walking away from those who refuse to honor them. A relationship, whether personal or professional, should be built on mutual respect. If someone refuses to respect you, they do not deserve access to you. Never beg for respect. Never tolerate repeated violations of your boundaries. If someone keeps crossing the line, remove them from your life, because self-respect is non-negotiable. 5. Fake loyalty and backstabbing. Some betrayals are obvious. Others are far more dangerous because they are hidden behind a mask of loyalty. A person who pretends to be loyal only to betray you behind your back is one of the most toxic people you can encounter. At first, they act like your biggest supporter. They agree with you, praise you, and make you feel safe. But when you're not around, they criticize you, spread rumors, or sabotage you for their own benefit. They smile in your face but plot behind your back. Marcus Aurelius warned us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. A person who spends their time deceiving others is, at their core, a deceitful person. It is not a mistake, it is their nature. Imagine you have a friend or a colleague who always acts like they support you. They compliment your work, offer help, and say they have your back. But then, you find out they have been talking badly about you, taking credit for your efforts, or secretly working against you. At first, you might feel confused. Why would they do this? You trusted them. You shared your thoughts, your ideas, and maybe even your secrets. And yet, they used that trust to undermine you. Seneca reminds us, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Someone who pretends to be loyal while secretly betraying you is a snake. No matter how charming or convincing they seem, they will strike again when it benefits them. So what should you do? First, believe actions, not words. If someone's behavior does not match their words, trust the behavior. Loyalty is proven, not promised. Second, distance yourself from fake friends without warning them. A backstabber does not deserve closure. They did not respect you, so do not waste time explaining why you are cutting them off. Third, do not seek revenge, simply remove them from your life. Marcus Aurelius teaches, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Instead of lowering yourself to their level, focus on becoming stronger, more independent, and more selective with your trust. Epictetus said, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. A real friend protects your name when you are not in the room. A backstabber smiles when you are near but poisons your reputation when you are gone. One betrayal is enough. If someone has proven themselves to be disloyal in secret, they do not deserve your loyalty in return. Walk away, and never look back. 6. Intentional emotional or psychological manipulation. Not all betrayals are loud. Some are silent, subtle, and far more dangerous because you don't even realize they're happening until it's too late. Emotional and psychological manipulation is one of the most toxic forms of betrayal. It is not just about lying, it is about controlling you, twisting reality, and making you doubt yourself. A manipulator does not attack you directly. Instead, they play mind games. They make you feel guilty for things you didn't do. They twist your words. They make you question your own thoughts and emotions. Over time, you begin to feel powerless, confused, and emotionally drained, all while they maintain control. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. A manipulator's greatest weapon is your mind. They try to control how you think, how you feel, and how you perceive reality. The moment you take back control, their power over you disappears. Imagine you are in a relationship, romantic, professional, or even familial, where someone constantly makes you feel like the problem. Every time you express your feelings, they say you're overreacting. When they hurt you, they say it was just a joke. When they do something wrong, they shift the blame onto you. At first, you may not notice it. But over time, you start questioning yourself. Am I really too sensitive? Am I imagining things? You begin to doubt your own emotions. This is manipulation. Seneca warned us, "He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still." The key to overcoming manipulation is self-awareness. The more you understand how manipulators work, the less power they have over you. So how do you handle emotional and psychological manipulation? First, recognize the signs. If someone constantly makes you feel guilty, confused, or doubtful about yourself, step back and analyze the situation. Are they truly listening to you, or are they twisting the narrative to control you? Second, set firm emotional boundaries. A manipulator thrives on your emotional reactions. Do not give them that power. Stay calm, detached, and in control of your emotions. Third, distance yourself or cut ties completely. Some people will never change. They manipulate because it benefits them, and they will continue as long as you allow it. Walk away, and never let them back into your life. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Emotional freedom begins when you stop allowing others to control your thoughts and emotions. No one should have the power to make you question your own reality. If someone has intentionally manipulated you, they have shown you who they truly are. Never trust them again. Never allow them to hold power over you. Your mind, your emotions, and your peace belong to you. Protect them at all costs. 7. Betrayal of shared values and principles. Trust is not just about loyalty to a person, it is also about loyalty to shared values and principles. When you form a deep connection with someone, whether in friendship, love, or business, it is often built on a foundation of mutual beliefs and ethics. But what happens when that person turns their back on everything you both once stood for? What if they compromise values that you believed were unshakable, not out of necessity, but out of selfishness, greed, or personal gain? Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When someone betrays the principles they once claimed to uphold, they are not just betraying you, they are betraying themselves. Imagine you have a close friend, a partner, or a colleague who once shared the same beliefs and moral compass as you. Maybe you both valued honesty, integrity, or loyalty. You stood side by side, supporting each other in difficult times, believing in the same ideals. But over time, you begin to notice a shift. They start cutting corners, justifying dishonest actions, and making choices that go against everything you once believed in together. When you confront them, they dismiss your concerns. They say, "That's just how the world works." Or worse, "You're too idealistic." At first, you may try to reason with them. You remind them of the principles you both held dear. But then, you realize they have already chosen a different path, one that no longer aligns with yours. Seneca reminds us, "What progress have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." To be a friend to yourself means to never compromise on your deepest values, even if it means walking away from those who have. So how do you deal with this kind of betrayal? First, accept that you cannot change them. Once someone has abandoned their values for personal gain, they will not return to them just because you remind them of the past. Second, do not follow them into moral corruption. Just because they have compromised their integrity does not mean you should do the same. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, and that is our own actions, not theirs. Third, distance yourself and move forward with integrity. If they have chosen a path that goes against everything you stand for, let them go. Do not try to justify their actions, and do not make excuses for them. Epictetus teaches, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Surround yourself with people who honor their values, not those who abandon them when convenient. Betrayal of shared values is a breaking point. It is not just about losing a relationship, it is about protecting your own integrity. Never let someone else's corruption pull you down. Walk away, and continue living by the principles that define who you are. Conclusion. Betrayal is painful, but it is also a lesson. Not everyone deserves a second chance, especially those who have proven that they will only bring more harm into your life. A Stoic does not waste time on those who have shown their true nature. Instead of seeking revenge or drowning in resentment, walk away with strength and dignity. Forgiveness is for mistakes, not for repeated betrayals. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." Betrayal is not the end, it is an opportunity to remove the wrong people and make space for those who truly respect and support you. Which of these betrayals have you experienced? Let me know in the comments. And if this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Stay strong, stay wise, and never compromise your self-respect.